welcome to the Muse Talk. My name is Gadede Aku Segbefia. Here we speak with artists. We get to know their craft, get to understand it, how it started, how it's going, and what the future looks like. This episode is brought to you by Sweet Flower, expert in putting your sanitary items together, things that make you comfortable during this period. And the good thing is you get to choose. You get to select what exactly works for you. So let's say your preferred pad, your preferred panty liner, your period bag, your water bottle, your heat pad, anything that makes you comfortable during this period, they will take care of it for you at an affordable price. How good can this be? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and do not forget to subscribe. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
I'm Kofi Jogbavu, and you are watching the Muse Talk.
Yo, it's Ayubu Adam. You are watching the Muse Talk. Sharp.
Hello, I am Etia Henny. You are watching the Muse Talk.
Welcome back. In case you just joined us, it's still the Muse Talk. My guest today is a spoken word artist. He calls himself the Public Finger. Ladies and gentlemen, Akambo. What's up?
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good.
Why do you call yourself the Public Finger?
Okay, so it comes with the way I do art.
Okay.
I address public issues, and once you address the issue, you point it out, and then you point out with your finger. You understand?
Okay.
So I address the issue, so I point out what's happening with the public with my finger, so I'm a public finger.
Okay, no problem. I'll take the explanation like that. So, where did it start from? Akambo, spoken word. How did it start for you?
Oh, okay, so I think poetry or spoken word has a deep root. So with me, poetry is like bamboo. You know, when you plant bamboo, it starts germinating inside the earth. So it goes down, creates its roots. And I'm saying this because I started with acting.
Okay.
And then in acting, there is so much poetry in it, but we don't know when it comes to the monologues, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say the poetry was cooking till 2014 when I attended a GIS conference. I was just fortunate to attend it because people paid dollars to attend it.
And you paid nothing.
I paid nothing. And so it was about 20 countries. And then on the 14th of February, they had a poetry slam, you know,
Okay.
and people were representing their countries and no one to represent Ghana.
And you did.
Yeah, so with my theater background, I was like, how hard could this be? So I represented Ghana and then I won.
Wow.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
So I just started the whole poetry career by winning my first international poetry
Sharp.
slam.
And
Yeah,
then you were
so-
not even like a poet.
No, I wouldn't say I was a poet.
You call yourself an actor then.
Yeah, I was an actor then.
Wow. So how were you able to win with all the spoken word artists there?
Yeah, that's the amazing thing, you know. I just looked at the audience and I just thought of what would a multi-international race audience like to hear, you know. Yeah, what do we all have in common? So I just spoke about women. I just spoke about women. You
It's
know?
a sensitive topic, so people get to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And because I have a theatrical background, I just look some of the
Yes,
audience
you
in the
use
eyes.
some
you know?
of the-
yeah.
I feel you, I
some
get
of the
you.
stage ethics, you
Mhm.
know. And then the confidence was also there. It
Yeah.
wasn't an Isaac New thing to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it
Don't go
generated
poetry
energy.
on me right now. Okay, so then let's talk about your educational background. Since you started you did a little acting before
Yeah.
spoken word. So how did education start for you?
Okay, for me, education started at home. There's my father teaching me how to read and write, and then with formal education, I think it wasn't that fair to me because the Ghanaian system, you have to pay for school fees, and I'm not from a very good home financially because my home is good with morals and ethics.
Sharp.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no money, there's moral.
you know, you can't lose that too.
You can't use that too.
You can't be broken down.
No.
Yeah, so I dropped out of school so many times, but my father always did his best to bring me back to school. And then I wouldn't have completed senior high school if not for a scholarship.
Oh.
Yeah.
You had brains too.
Oh yeah, the dreadlocks are covering the brains, but look deeper. You can see them. Yeah, so I think that was good. And then Yeah, I had no plans of continuing. No, I had plans of going to college, and that was Legon. So I play basketball. So I went for basketball trials. I was picked for University of Ghana, and then when I came, my name was there. And when do I start school? You know, because it was a scholarship, and I was asked to pay bribe. Yeah.
It's a scholarship.
Exactly. I was asked to pay money for sports or something like that, and I explained to them I don't have the money. That's why I'm trying to enter school through basketball. And then I just gave up on the whole system. I realized nothing is as it seems, you know. So I just focused on poetry now, because even with the acting, I go for auditions. So many applause, sometimes a standing ovation.
That thing.
You end up not getting the role.
Anything. Oh, you're so good, but
you
cast to come and you're not even passed.
Yeah, so I just decided if there is a way I can just move on my own, you know, no other characters, no crew members, no clapperboard for action.
Nothing,
It's just you, and then people know what you can do, and that was poetry.
Yeah.
So I just took it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you get to study acting anywhere, or you call it a natural thing that came to you?
No, I didn't study acting formally, you know. But then as I entered acting, like stage, screen, I get to learn from the older actors, and then whatever happens. So I learned from set. So at a point in time, I did continuity too. I did set design too, and I did a little bit of costumes.
Wow, you did all of those things?
Yeah.
Okay, no, let's go into stuff like that. So, stage plays. You've done some stage plays.
Yes,
what kind of stage plays? And how long ago was this?
I think the last stage production I did was, I think, 2013.
Okay.
That was in the chest of a woman, Efo Kojoma. Yeah, and I played Ochame Boating and the second part.
Okay. Where was it staged?
Where was it staged?
You wouldn't remember. It's a long time ago.
It was actually a tour.
Okay.
So those times we did school tours, you know, with Harisco Theatre Works. I don't know whether you know.
I've heard Harisco Theatre
Yeah,
Works.
it's one of the oldest ones. So we toured the senior high schools because that was the book they were using then. And then the acting helped them understand the literature.
Yes.
Kojo kept
that
in that
we are
book.
doing now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how did you enter production then?
Okay, so I think I entered production when I was working. I used to do odd jobs. You know? Yeah, odd job. We call it pong pong.
So you pick it as you go.
Yeah, so I did odd jobs like some cement, construction works and stuff, and then I go home to watch TV and I keep seeing these actors, and it looked like a cool job to do, you know. And then these actors, they get to play so many different roles. So I realized being an actor, you can be a soldier, you can be a doctor, you know. And for me, it was just fun.
Yeah.
It was just fun till I tried it and I realized, oh, this could be a career. And it didn't work out.
No, it's not. It didn't work out. Maybe you didn't pursue it more.
Maybe
I'm sure if you kept doing it.
I didn't have the resources to pursue it more.
What do you mean by resources?
Because even in Ghana, there is no like a very good train system that, oh, maybe you can take to auditions every time. You always have to pay transportation.
Well,
and sometimes I walked. There was one time I walked from Nima to Kaneshi for an audition. I came home, I realized, I was paying my dues, but the dues, I don't think it's worth it, you know. Yeah.
But you can still do it for hobby's sake. So don't totally kill it. Yes.
So
as and when you get an opportunity, just
if the opportunity comes, opportunity means good money.
Yeah.
Know? Yeah, of course I'll act.
Okay, so how was it like for you growing up? And did you have a dream? Or it was just that I wanted to be a spoken word artist? Or you had a different dream and had to divert into spoken word? Okay,
so I would say growing up in my family, there is one certainty. And that certainty is you'll be a soldier. You know, because that line is there. My father was part of Rollins Boys Company Boys.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I think he saw the army in a different way. So he decided not to be a soldier, but be a civilian employee who trains soldiers. And he became the officer in charge of communications at 37. So basically the line was just there. My uncles are all military men. So I just said, hey, if life doesn't go well, at least I know I can be a soldier.
You can be a soldier.
Because while I was in junior high school, I knew voice procedure. I knew how to receive messages. I even knew how to handle a pistol. So yeah, I just knew this was a lane. But then growing up and then falling in love with art, I realized I wouldn't like people to command me around like that. You know, I was now thinking more Rasta than more zombie. You know, yeah, because I realized that there is more to life than being ordered
around.
Yeah, to do something in which sometimes your own morals tell you is bad, but that's your job. You follow orders. I realized no, it's not a job for me. You know, yeah.
Okay. You speak of your father a lot.
Yeah, he's my role model.
What of your mom?
Okay, so my mom is I always tell my father my mom is a slave queen. He wanted to make a housewife.
Okay.
Yeah, because
at least she was humble enough to be a housewife. Because slave queen.
She wasn't.
Okay.
She wasn't. So she's a slave queen. My father wanted to make a housewife, and that's why it didn't work. Because growing up, I think I grew up with my father alone.
Okay.
Alone.
Okay.
So you know, family stock. This is Africa. People kept saying, "Oh, your mother is a very bad woman. She just gave birth to you and then left." And then when I was in primary school, my mother came back asking my father for forgiveness, and she told me herself that she left me because she felt there was more to life than just staying with a baby and a husband. And that's what made me like my father so much. My father never told me this.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Exactly. He never told me anything bad about my mother, you know. And then I just gave him mad respect. I just gave him mad respect. That's why he's my role model, you know, because he didn't have money, he didn't have much, but then he still had morals. He was still a man, you know. Yeah, not to blame any predicaments on anyone, but he always took the blame.
But did he forgive your mom?
Yeah, he forgave my mom, but I even advised him not to take her back. Because I don't believe people change, you know.
People do change.
I don't believe that.
People decide to change.
I don't believe that.
No, you can decide that, okay, this thing I can do, but I'll not do it again.
For me, I believe people get good or worse at what they do.
So is your mom in the picture or she's not in the picture at all?
Okay, so my mom tries reaching out to me, and then she gave birth to other kids too. Okay. Yeah, and then they all try reaching out to me, but then I don't see the essence of bringing them into my life, you know. Yeah, because I'm still figuring things out.
Sure.
Yeah, so I just want to relax.
Okay, enough of the family. Let's speak spoken word.
Yeah.
You do that full time?
Yeah, I'm a full time.
How is it going?
Oh, I wouldn't say it's going on an asphalt road.
A bumpy road.
It's going on a Ghanaian road.
Which of them? Even in Ghana, we have some good roads. We have some terrible roads.
Okay, so in Ghana, no matter how good the road is, there are still obstacles, like the police.
Okay, then I get it.
Exactly. So that's I think that's my spoken word career in Ghana. But I won't say it's all bad because and I'll give this credit to Seblak of Ehalakasa. I don't know whether you know him.
Yes, I do. I adore him. Actually.
Yeah, he's the father of spoken word poetry in Ghana. Yeah, because some years back, I wouldn't think me, a poet, would be able to go for a Europe tour. Okay. And I've been to Europe 3 times, and I've been on tour twice. Oh, then you can blush. When you blush, goosebumps go. Yeah, so for me, yeah, it's a blessing, you know. It's a blessing because these are things musicians go for. Yeah, the musicians go for tours. Okay. But then I'm a poet
and you're going for tours.
I also go.
I wonder
tours.
how those tours work. But I can say that spoken word is growing in Ghana gradually.
Yeah, it is.
What's the difference between spoken word in Ghana and out there? Because you have been out there as well. So what's the difference? What are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? What can we learn from them? What can they learn from us as well?
Yeah, personally, I would say we should consider the people, you know, like the audiences. So people outside, people in Europe, people in America, they have a deep understanding of creativity. They have a deep understanding of creative arts. That is why not only spoken word, but then contemporary arts. Like someone can paint himself and just sit at one place, and they pay to watch such a thing. Ghanaians won't do that because we don't have a deep understanding of creative arts, which is not the fault of Ghanaians at all. It also has to do with culture. But then outside, I think the main reason they also patronize art is because they love new things. The same way Ghanaians are also in love with foreign goods. So when we go there, they're like, oh, a Ghanaian, an African, and I tell African stories. So they come to here. It's the same way if someone should come from the Netherlands and say, oh, he's an artist from the Netherlands and he's about to talk about snow and winter. Ghanaians would come.
Listen,
yeah. So I think it's just the cultural differences.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
That's interesting. I just think our culture is very artistic.
Yeah.
As to why we don't embrace art so much in this country, it baffles me.
Yeah, I think it's because we have it in abundance, so it's our day to day.
We don't see the relevance.
Exactly.
Wow.
Like no Ghanaian will buy a kente cloth for 1,000 cedis.
Unless the person is going for an engagement or getting married or
exactly.
something.
But then you go outside with just a normal batik tie and dye, and then they are going crazy for it. Yeah, I think it's because we have it in abundance. Just like a story I heard that when the white people were coming to Africa, they got to South Africa and they realized the Zulu people, they always talk about a stone. That there is this stone where you hit an animal with the stone, the animal dies immediately. So the hunters love that stone, and the whites were like, okay, let's see that stone. And they were like, oh, the stone is everywhere. You know what that stone was? It was diamond.
Okay.
So because they had it in abundance, they didn't know the relevance.
They were used to kill animals.
To kill animals, you know. Yeah. So that's the same thing happening here.
So how long have you been doing spoken word professionally? How long would you say?
Yeah. So so after the slam in 2014. I think I really started serious spoken word poetry in 2015. Yeah, so I just started calculation from 2015.
What difficulties have you faced?
In
the path of this career?
So being a poet, the difficulties is one, you can't see what you are. just imagine you fall in love with someone and then you are taking this guy to meet your parents, you know, and you have Ghanaian parents. So you go and then they ask him, what do you do for a living? Then you say you're a poet, and the first thing that comes into their head is a lion.
I said, so yeah, I guess
you're a failure.
So what would you tell the parents?
That's why I'm not even in a serious relationship.
No, should you ever go to, visit your girlfriend's parents, what would you say you do?
Oh, me normally I tell them I'm a janitor. Like I clean.
I think they would prefer that one than this.
Yeah, because even with poetry I clean minds, so it's the same thing.
Jesus Christ. You recently toured Germany.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
And some other Italy and Spain. You know.
Okay, tell us about the tour.
Okay, so I would say this one was much better because of recommendations, and then they knew me. So I just I look up some of the shows online, some of the festivals and stuff, and then I send in my resume. I apply for every single thing, every single show I play, I apply for it. Yeah. So they also go through the statistics, see some of the shows I've done, see some of my works on YouTube, and then they agree that then you can come. Yeah. So I just get them bits and pieces, so maybe like 20, 25, and then
So who pays for the expenses?
Yeah, so normally if it's a big festival or a big show, they pay for your plane tickets. But with this one I paid for my own.
Everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got everything back.
Yeah, I got everything back, and I'm hungry again. So
it's okay. You get another tour.
Of course, I'm waiting for it.
So the pieces you write, what inspires them? Are they things you write out of your personal experiences, or they're inspired by something?
Okay, so everything I write is personal. It's how I see things. Everything I write is how I see things. So if I should write about the First Lady of Ghana, it's how I see the First Lady of Ghana. You get it? If I should write about a pastor, it's what I see about the pastor. Because people have diverse lives they live, and even the world itself. You understand? Some hundreds of years ago, the world map, it was flat. And then now they say it's a globe. Some people are also saying it's like an egg, it's spherical, you know. So I think whatever you do, especially as artists, you just hit it from your point of view. Okay. And then that also helps your authenticity. And then people will not see you to be like a politician. So you don't impose anything, you just suggest and then say things as you see them. Okay. So that's what I do. So any topic I take, I address it from my point of view.
Yeah, point of view.
So that's why I can say, oh, I'll choose prostitutes over church girls, because it's from my point of view. I see, oh, a prostitute won't tell you, take me on a date, this. A prostitute will follow you if she actually likes you. A prostitute let you know that, oh, she's in for the money. But a church girl can also be in for the money, but won't let you know, but come with Jesus first. And then you realize what you have to give to Caesar, and to God, you are rather giving all to Caesar. Exactly.
So I'm sure you have over 100 spoken word pieces.
Yeah, but I only perform few.
Which one is your favorite?
I don't have a favorite. I rather perform the audience's favorite, because sometimes I can be called for a show and then I prepare a different poem, I get there, and then people are like, oh, say the poem about Gadede's pants, say the poem about Gadede's pants. You know, then I have to say the poem about Gadede's pants. Oh, okay. Because I'm doing it for the audience.
So what if you are not ready for that? You didn't prepare for that?
No, this is...
Or you're like a soldier, you're always ready?
That's what I do for a living. I'm always ready. This is what I do. This is what I do. A doctor can't go into the theater and then be like, oh, I forgot how to do a cesarean section.
Okay. Yeah.
You get it. Then maybe you are not a medical doctor, you are a native doctor.
So in this setting, I want you to perform one of the pieces that you've written. You're like, wow, this is dope. This is dope. Bars. One of those.
Oh, for dope, I think all the pieces are dope.
But I'm sure you have one that you've written. You've gone like, wow, did that come from my brain?
Yeah. Okay. Do you do cocaine?
No, I don't.
Okay, then I won't give you a piece that is dope, because dope also means cocaine.
Just give me a nice piece.
Okay, so I'll give you one from my album. So my current album is titled My Country.
Okay, so after giving me that, then we'll talk about your albums.
Okay, so this piece is derived from when the whites came to Ghana, and then they introduced Christianity, and then this Catholic white man would say, oh, the God will forgive you all your sins, and then he goes back to say, you have to come and then confess to him, the Father. Yeah, so that's where this one. So you play the part of the Catholic Father. So when I say, Father, forgive me if I've sinned, you say, tell me, my son.
Tell me, my son. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Father, forgive me if I've sinned.
Tell me, my son.
I've been a bad boy, fuck boy, sex toy, no joy, alloy.
Tell me, my son.
Wait for me to say, Father, forgive me if I've sinned. Father, forgive me if I've sinned.
Tell me, my son.
I lost my virginity to a threesome. One Nima, one East Legon girl. Ever since, consumer has never been at equilibrium. Father, please forgive me if I've sinned.
Tell me, my son.
15 pocket pussies, 8 sex dolls. Destroyed the 15, deflated 8. Father, forgive me if I've sinned.
Tell me, my son.
For my ex, I slept with her aunt, and I don't know. I've also slept with a witch, redhead, and albino. Father, forgive me if I've sinned.
Tell me, my son.
Are we going?
Yeah, we are going.
The sins are not confusing you.
I'm like, yeah.
The sins are too much. Father, forgive me if I've sinned.
Tell me, my son.
Pornhub sends me new videos for reviews. My downloads be praised. I watch all the XX videos in one night. The old, the archives, even black and white. Father, forgive me if I've sinned.
Tell me, my son.
Father, are you running from the spirit? I'm still telling you, Father, forgive me if I've sinned.
Tell me, my son.
I was sacked from my former church because pastor's wife sent me nudes. Choir mistress chopped me in her room, so the church had to do praises with radio. Father, forgive me if I've sinned.
Tell me, my son.
For my future bride, you need eyes around me around the clock. Until I say I do, man can still up. May your bridesmaids be made of repellent, for my mosquito nature is resilient. Father, forgive me if I've sinned.
Tell me, my son, wait. Most of your pieces are sexual.
Yeah.
Why is that?
because
Do you also go by the notion that sex sells?
Oh, it's not it selling. Sex is the most amazing thing created by God.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because what do you think made that's if you are religious, of course. If you are religious, God created Adam, and then Adam is in the Garden of Eden, and then he sees all these animals in pairs having sex, and he alone is there. So he has to ask God, like, I beg you,
do something.
Get me a woman. So for me, I think the most amazing thing is sex.
Yeah.
Even when people they decide to play like, oh, it's not everything is not about sex, but these same ladies won't date someone who has erectile dysfunction.
Exactly.
Yeah. So for me, I think sex is amazing.
It is amazing.
Sex is amazing. Yeah.
So that's why most of your pieces are sexual.
Yeah. Because sex is so interesting, you know.
It's interesting. I mean, it's interesting to talk about.
Yes, it's interesting to even look at. Even if you are not part of it.
Yes.
You just support those having it. I wish you are the best.
Let's talk about your albums.
Yeah. So, I think my first album was an EP.
Okay.
Yeah, that was produced by one of the Kubolo, and it was titled Colonialism.
Okay.
Yeah, that was during
the Corona season.
Yeah, during COVID, the pandemic. And then this one I'm doing right now is titled My Country, and it's being produced by New Music.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I think he's one of Ghana's finest guitarists.
Yeah.
And solo singers. And I think in a way, One Love Kubolo and New Music inspired this album.
Okay.
Because in My Country I have more palm wine and high life music.
Okay.
Because I realized the indigenous music style of Ghana is dying out.
Yes, it is.
And it is very sad. It always breaks my heart.
Yeah.
So why should I just talk about it as a public finger? I need to help people finger it out. Yeah, so I just decided to do more songs on my album, High Life and Palm Wine Music.
Okay. So do you do the singing or you do the spoken word?
I do the singing.
Okay, so aside spoken word, you do a little singing.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about that.
Oh, for singing, I think everyone can sing.
No, but yeah, everyone can sing when they're in their bedroom or in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But to sing for people to actually gather and listen and appreciate it is a different ball game altogether.
True. But then with the high life music, like the high life songs, because of course that's all I sing, I think it's just in our DNA. Let me just take you back. So there are so many Ghanaian African songs, and even these songs evolved into Jama. Yeah, that people sing when working. You know, we have the Mbugo, we have the Dejes. So I think, and even in those times in ancient Africa, although we had the very good singers, but then everyone sings along.
Yeah.
So singing was like a community endeavor. You know, it's obi pejanyo mana na obiaji. So yeah, I can call and respond.
Yeah.
So something like odumakume, then everyone responds odumakume. So you see, at this point, it's not about your vocal cords. It's not about whether you are singing the right notes
or not,
or you are in key. It's more spiritual.
The energy.
Exactly. So that's how I sing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you decide to do the album, collaborate with One Love Kubolo?
The colonialism.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think he inspired that album. He inspired.
When you
that
say
album.
He inspired, how did he inspire?
He brought the whole idea.
Okay.
Because I was home and I wasn't doing anything, and I had just returned from Germany too. And One Love was like, since you are home and you are not doing anything, why don't you just record an album?
Okay.
Because you write well. And I was like, oh, okay. Then just help me do it, you know.
Okay.
So all the beats were produced by One Love the Kubolo, and then I also wrote some poems on it and some songs.
Do you have plans of collaborating with other like-minded artists?
Yes, this album I'm collaborating with New Music.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think it's always the kind of artist you are collaborating with. Because I think if I had collaborated with a different person, this album wouldn't have gone the indigenous African traditional way.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe I would have been doing dancehall or something, you know. Yeah, which wouldn't be much to talk about because it's not really our culture, you know. Yeah. So I think collaboration is always key. If who you are collaborating with knows what he's doing, knows what he or she is doing, So it's
how would you describe the spoken word community in Ghana here?
The spoken word community here is it's like, you know, the African proverb that says in every village there is a rich man. And then, no, not Ifebia Mensa means in every house there is a bad nut.
Okay.
Like there is a black sheep. Yeah, but in every village there is a rich man. Is no matter the village you go in, immediately you realize there is one nice house there. You know, so exactly. So in every village there is a rich man. So I think that's what spoken word poetry in Ghana is, because we would say, oh, the poetry scene is not working, but then there is someone who charges about 10,000 Ghana cedi for a show, and then we will say, oh, poets are not really known, but Chief Women can't even walk on the street without people making noise, and then be like, oh, poets don't really have the recognition, but Sir Black is known all over Europe,
everywhere.
Yeah, so I think that's how spoken word poetry in Ghana is. We don't have a unified front, but then individually, they are big shots.
People who follow the community know you.
Personally, I don't think it's the best.
Everyone should know you. Is that what you think?
No, I think everyone should know us.
Okay.
Yeah, because I went for a Europe tour and I'm back. But it would have been much better if we were maybe a group of Ghanaian poets who went for this tour.
Okay.
You get it? Yeah, not always having individual endeavors, but then also a collective one.
Okay.
You know?
I mean, speaking about that, what do you think spoken word artists who are now coming into the scene should do to also get those kind of international deals and recognitions? What do you think we should do? Okay,
so for me, I'll just say it as it is. For the beginning of my international deal was Sir Black.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'll just say the young poets coming should just associate themselves with senior poets who are not greedy. Yeah, because there are so many greedy ones, you know.
Okay.
Because if it were to be some poets I know, the first festival that I attended in Germany, which was 2018, they would have gone. You know, they would have gone. Because even some shows in Ghana here, you can see that, oh, this show, it pays like 1,000 cedis. A young poet should just go and then use it to help him or herself, but then you go and see a senior poet there, and I don't think it's the best. I don't think it's the best.
How do you think Ghanaians are embracing poetry?
I think Ghanaians are like a hungry child, you know. Whatever you feed the child is tasty because the child is hungry. So I think Ghanaians are not the problem, but Ghanaian organizers are the problem. Because they always never put poetry as a main act. Vividly, me as an example, I think one of the most popular things I did in Ghana was opening for Obi and Ponsa. You know, and I didn't even.
Who is a comedian?
Who is a comedian, and I didn't even go on stage. I introduced him backstage, but then later everyone was talking about the performance, and then since then I've been called by comedians not to come as a main act,
just come and introduce,
but to come and introduce them, which was very insulting to me.
To you, yeah.
And even Obi and Ponsa did it last year.
Again?
Exactly. So last year, Obi and Ponsa, he organized his show, everything. He didn't even give me a call, and I didn't mind, you know. And on the night of the show starts at 7 p.m. At 6 p.m., Obi called me to come to the National Theatre and introduced him. And then I told him, our friendship aside, this is quite disrespectful. You get it? I'm an artist like you. You shouldn't disrespect me like this. And he said he's sorry. And I told him, no, I'll sweep all this under the carpet. I would introduce you, but this time I do it on stage. And you give me 5 minutes.
Yes.
That's all I asked for. No money, nothing. You just give me 5 minutes on stage, I perform, and then I introduce you.
Did he do it?
Did you see me on stage?
I wasn't at the show.
Exactly.
So he didn't do it?
It didn't happen.
What will 5 minutes out of his show do?
Exactly, it didn't happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wow. So when I was in Germany, he messaged me and he was like, oh, it's because of bad planning, but next time you
No, but that's just 5 minutes.
Exactly.
I'm sad.
Yeah, so it means that the other branches of artistry, they don't see us as an important factor. You get it? And it's because we don't have a unified front.
Yes.
That's what I was saying. So I can go on all the tours I want to go in Europe, but when I come to Ghana, they still see me as an ordinary poet who should introduce a comedian.
Wow. Speaking of unified front, tell us about Halakasa, a spoken word community you belong to.
Yeah, so Halakasa is the oldest poetry group in Ghana. It's the oldest, and all the poets now, every poet in Ghana who is now vibrant was once a Halakasian. Every poet, from the first poet who had an album in Ghana, Motombo, he was part of a Halakasa. The most prosperous female poet in Ghana poetry was part of a Halakasa. Chief Momen, who is said to be the greatest writer in Africa, is part of a Halakasa.
Oh, it's Africa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, you should see his production.
And then Masa Musa,
Yeah, I help him with it. I'm his PA.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh, thanks. He pays good though. Chief Moment is great.
I should be on the project with him.
Of course, you should. Be the PA's PA.
Please, can I be a PA?
Yeah, so your money comes through me.
Yes.
And I'll do you like a Ghanaian politician. I'll take my part. Yeah, so Rhyme Sonny, I heard Rhyme Sonny says he's the goat of poetry. Rhyme Sonny was also part of Halakasa. So yeah, I think Halakasa is the bedrock, is the main foundation of spoken word poetry in Ghana. And now there is Ghana Poetry Association, which I cannot talk about because I don't know what they do. They haven't organized even one show yet, and this organization has been there for about 2 years. So
which all poets are part of, or
almost all poets. Almost all poets. I think they sent the link around. Black made me join the Ghana Poetry Association because he explained to me we all need a united front.
Sure.
So we all went there, all hands on deck, and 100% was voted the president. And we are still waiting for even the president to address his citizens. For 2 years, we are still waiting.
Must you be controversial all the time?
Public finger.
Yeah.
I have to help you finger it out.
I get it. Then Sir Black, wow. Then Sir Black deserves all the accolades.
And even more.
And more.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he brought a Hakasa together, right?
Of course.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Good work, Sir Black. Now let's talk about what the future looks like for you.
Okay, I think for me, right now, so the truth is, the future looks 50-50 in Ghana and in Germany, because
why Germany?
Officially my family is in Germany. I know that's what you want me to say. Yeah, so my family is in Germany.
When you say your family, you mean your daddy is gone to Germany?
No, my daddy is still in Ghana.
Okay, so when you say family,
my fiancé, my son, and my fiancé is pregnant.
Oh, so you're gonna be a father soon?
I'm already a father. I'll have another kid. So I have a son.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
this is gonna be your second.
Yeah, and I'm praying for a daughter.
Oh, you want a girl?
Yeah.
You want to name her after me?
What's your name?
My name is Gadede. My name is Gadede Aku. It's very prophetical.
Oh, okay. What's the meaning of Gadede?
Gadede means money, only money.
Money, like
Yes,
like just money.
Like just money.
I don't want my
It's
family
okay,
to be rich.
continue.
I want us to be wealthy. So I'm sorry.
Speak about it, Tine. Let's go.
Yeah. So for me, I think now it will be more in Germany, because after this album with new music, which I'm really praying our plans work out, because I want to go on tour with new music.
It will.
Yeah, I want to go on tour with new music, because me going alone, it's limiting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a poet and I sometimes play the kushka, but it's limiting. For international stage, I need an artist like new
Yes,
music.
and you need your PA too, you know.
Penny's assistant or that?
Yes, Penny's assistant.
Oh,
me.
okay. That's PA. That's nice. You see, that explains why most of these porn movies have it situated in the offices. You know, people sleeping with their secretary. So like PA means police assistant.
Yeah.
Wow.
So let's continue with the
Okay,
project.
so where were we?
You were telling
Yeah.
me what the future looks
Yeah,
like.
so with the future, I feel tours with new music would be so great.
Yeah.
And then after this, my next project, I'll be writing a book.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be writing a book. So, and I'll spend most of the time in Germany with my family, you know,
That's
because the home, as much as the home needs the mom, the home needs the father too. Yeah, and I have to make sure I teach my children the African indigenous way too, because they are Africans,
yeah.
you know, they are Akambos.
Yeah, Akambos.
Yeah, so
Speaking of fathers, I'm sure your father is so proud of you.
yeah, he's extra proud of me that our kids are not fully Ghanaian.
Come on, why?
No, it's
Okay.
you just set yourself for this. It's like a slam dunk.
Which part of the north are you from?
Upper East, Sandeman.
So your father don't want you to marry a Sandeman woman.
No,
he wants
for-
you to marry a German.
No, my father is open-minded and enlightened to know that love goes where love is.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not about whether the woman is black, whether the woman is Asian, whether the woman is European, American. It's not.
Love.
Yeah. It's,
Love is the bigger picture.
exactly. And then I love this woman. I love my family. So
I
I just,
come in love.
me come again.
I come in love.
I can't hear you. You speak
The way
Swahili too. You speak Swahili too.
When he told you, when he told Germany, I mean, I know Germany is not an English-speaking country.
Yeah.
What language do you do your poetry in?
So I do it mostly in English and P, but mostly P. So I sing sometimes to confuse them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So don't they come to you after the show and say, "Oh, what does this mean? What does that mean?"
Yeah, they do. So I think this tour I didn't really do it, but the one before this, I was invited to schools to talk about Africa, and that's what is inspiring the book I'm about to write.
Okay.
So I usually tell them about I hardly talk about slavery. I hardly talk about slavery.
Me, we've overheard it.
Because we
I'm
as
sorry,
Africans,
but-
we know slavery is not part of our culture.
Mhm.
You know, it's just a hindrance.
that came and went.
Exactly. So I always tell them about our culture. I tell them about our food, about our dresses, our marriage ceremonies, our outdooring
Yeah,
ceremonies.
those beautiful memories.
Exactly. Our festivals, the fire festival, how people breathe fire, some voodoos, you know.
Yeah, scare them small.
Exactly. So and they always look surprised. There was this school in Germany, specifically in Bad Bramstedt. I went there and these kids were in 5th grade, like class 5. They know good and bad, you know.
Mhm.
And then I told these kids, I sit on an elephant, and then the elephant takes me to the sea. Then I ride a dolphin, and then the dolphin brings me to Europe. And they believed it because they didn't believe there was even an airport in Africa.
I don't know how they see Africa. Don't they surf the internet and see pictures?
Exactly.
I
Who
don't
owns the
understand.
internet? Whites own the
No, but
internet.
if I should take my phone and I should Google Africa,
You see hungry kids with flies all over their
but
face.
I will still see some beautiful pictures.
Of-
I can Google Accra and I'll still see high-rise buildings and beautiful things,
And
right?
you think instead of them Googling Justin Bieber and his latest track, they will Google Africa?
I mean, they want to know about Africa.
No, they just see what they are fed, what they see on CNN.
It's
what
not
they see
fair
on
at
BBC.
all.
It's politics. It's politics.
Yeah.
So that's why we as artists, we have to tell the story.
Mhm. Yes, we have
You get
to.
it? Because another man can't tell your story for it to be in your favor.
Yeah, sure.
That's why Muta Baruka said, until the animals start to tell their stories, the story will always favor the hunter.
Of course.
Exactly.
Of course.
Yeah, so it's up to us. Instead of just going to take flashy pictures and letting people know that we are also in Europe, we are
We have
successful.
to sell our country.
Exactly. I even give my country for free because that's what my president is doing. I learned from him. I don't sell the country.
I'm not going to go there. And when you travel abroad,
Yeah.
the audience that come, are they more Ghanaians or they are more whites?
If I should see more Ghanaians at my concerts, then I'll think I'm a failure
Why?
because I have more Ghanaians here always. And then me going outside Ghana, it's because I want to. I have a story to tell, you know, and Ghanaians already know this story.
Mm-hmm.
So the work done here would be zero.
Mm.
So in one of my shows in Berlin, I had 300 people and only 2 blacks. And for me, it was a success for me.
Fine, yeah.
Because even in Ghana, I hardly get 300 people at my show. Unless maybe I collaborate with New Music. I had like 300 people.
And you're always busy.
Yeah, but then in Berlin, I had 300 people and 2 of them were black. And when this happens, it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, to sell the country.
To give the country out for free.
So if someone wants to go into spoken word, what advice are you going to give the person?
Oh, you shouldn't waste your time. Yeah.
Just don't waste your time.
Just don't waste your time.
And
There are so
why?
many things you can go into. You can go into being a pimp. You know, you can if you're a lady, you can go into being a slave queen, which is like modern day prostitution without getting fucked. You know, because now these girls sell.
Slave queens.
Yeah, they sell.
get fucked.
Not all of them. They sell their videos and pictures for good money. You know, and then I think that's the white collar mentality.
Mm-hmm.
You do less work for more money. There, you get it.
But the person insists on being a poet. Please give them some advice.
Yeah, it normally happens when people just want to die, you know. Okay, but on a serious note, I think if anyone wants to be an artist in general, not just a spoken word artist, I think an artist in general, I think you need to have what fuels your fire.
Mm-hmm.
For me, as I said, the public fuels my fire. Social issues fuel my fire. You know, so at every point in time, I've never had writer's block. It has never happened before.
How come? I hear every writer gets that once or twice.
And now you are hearing the difference.
how?
I've never had writer's block.
So how different do you write?
That's what I said. I just write what I see. So I don't need to imagine for a tight, fixtures kind of setting. It's just what I see. And we see so many things every time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was one time I wrote about when girls go on their trotro, and then you see our trotro seats, they always have these nails.
Mm-hmm.
So when she sits down and mistakenly she sits on the nail, before she will say Ajay, that's a chance for every gentleman to tap that ass. You understand?
Mm.
So as the trotro nail injects the ass, you cushion the ass, and they'll be like, sorry my dear. She wouldn't slap you, she would be like, you're a gentleman. But on a normal day, without the trotro nail freaking that ass, and you touch that ass.
You dare not.
Exactly.
So do you ever get, oh okay, I'm not in a good mood, I'm in a bad mood, so I don't feel like writing today?
If it is writing for myself, I'm always not in the mood to write.
But writing for...
Yeah, when I'm being commissioned to write, there is money. This is
So
an
money
inspiration.
motivates you.
Money
it
motivates
inspires
It
you.
motivates the world.
Mm-hmm.
Money motivates the world. We live in a country whereby they are now about to take our gold in for crude oil. You know this.
Yeah.
And we have crude oil, you know
Yeah,
that.
so I don't understand what is happening.
Exactly. Money is motivating stupidity.
Okay, so why don't you share your socials in case someone wants to reach you and, you know, for you to grace the occasion or for you to write for them inspired by money? Just look into our camera and share the...
So Gadede, in a simple way, you've just said I'm not talking to broke people.
No. They ain't broke. They're ready to pay for your craft.
Oh, they have money.
Yes.
Then let me sit in a respectable
Thank you.
way. So on Instagram it is Public Finger with 2 R's. On Facebook it is Akambo, and I think that's it. I'm not really a strong social media person, you know. Yeah.
So Akambo.
Akambo, AKAMBO. You know the meaning of Akambo?
What
It's
does
my
it
family
mean?
name.
What does it
It
mean?
means I don't judge.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't judge.
No, I don't have time to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We all have our secrets, you know.
Yeah. What of your business line? Do you have a
No, I don't have a business
Okay,
line.
okay.
I once did that mistakes, and so many girls started calling me, sending me nudes. I enjoyed the nudes,
Exactly.
but no.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming, Akambo. I really had a good time speaking with you.
Me too. I heard the organizers of this program have a kokonte and fufu special.
Oh yes, right after the show.
Oh, nice.
So wherever you are, you want to join, can join.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So you would interview me again?
Yes.
Anytime I'm hungry, I come for an interview.
Please come. So you have your coconte and everything on the side.
That's nice.
Thank you so much for coming, Akambo.
The pleasure is mine.
And it's the Muse Talk, and I had a very interesting conversation with Akambo, the public finger. This show is brought to you by Sweet Flower. They're expert in putting your sanitary basket together. So during this period, whatever makes you comfortable, just select and they will put it together for you at an affordable price. Do not forget to like, share, comment, and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you and bye-bye.